Alright, in that case, the night/morning ends for you all as you return to your havens and snuggle up in your wonderful sleeping accommodations for all of you, I'm sure. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, you know how luxurious David's is.
And of course, Marcus's is also great. And morning arrives, and the day passes while you all are oh so gently tucked away. And then darkness falls. And
Wait, darkness?
darkness. That's right, it fell. It's twilight in the fall, the UFO aftermath. Fucking reticulans are taking over. They have death bellows.
Did the darkness hurt itself?
I don't know. I'm not connected with the darkness. It doesn't talk to me. At any rate, the four characters end up waking up several minutes before 10 p.m., as they did on the prior night. On Wednesday, April 29th, 1998, losing a point of vitae in the process. Checking outside, once again it appears to be a calm, cool, clear night. The moon is slowly returning. Well, you have a sliver of it up in the sky now, instead of the dark shadow. But fairly peaceful, all things considered. And by the way, when I say stars, I mean, in theory. Marcus can see stars because of his supernatural, superhuman eyesight, but for everyone else, all you have is light pollution.
Take a nice big breath of the diesel fumes. Look up at the light pollution.
That's right.
Ain't it great to be a New Yorker?
In New York.
Alright, David's gonna call up Marcus.
Marcus Lander.
Um,
He'll walk outside.
I'm planning on heading back to the apartment today, see if I can get him.
Okay, we should go relatively quickly because he might get called away again.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Don't forget the thermos.
Right. I won't.
And that's when Marcus and David go.
Alright, Marcus and David return to the not well-to-do establishment that is an apartment building. What does Joseph wish to do on this wonderfully cool Wednesday evening?
I guess as usual, should have just not actually accomplishing shit, just checking with his normal day-to-day stuff.
Alright. And as for Byron?
Byron actually will head down to that bar or whatever that the security guard mentioned. As he's going out, he is going to call Joseph, and so ring ring.
He'll answer.
Hey Joseph, I'm following up a lead on getting some contacts in City Hall, and I just wondered if you wanted to come along and do the same, or if you just wanted to let me handle it.
Will we get in contacts in City Hall?
I was thinking about it. It was something I was doing last night, biding my time. I don't know what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, I guess if no, I've got some stuff to do. If you need help with anything, sure, give me a call. But if you don't actually need my help, do you need my help to do it?
Nah, I just figure, getting contacts might be a coterie activity, so I figured I would invite you along if you wanted to come.
Yeah, I was thinking past few days that of never mind.
Okay, all right, if you're sure. No matter. I'll let you know how it goes at the bar.
Yeah, okay. Call me if you need help.
Sure thing.
Bye. Click.
And out of character, that was me trying to get you in the game in case you actually wanted to do something.
No, it's fine.
Alright, well, the two who will arrive at their destinations first will be, David and Marcus, as they are remaining in the same neighborhood. You have returned to the apartment building.
You want me to go up there with you, or Marcus is going to sit here saying to no one in particular, looking a little bit weird? Like I said out loud, sort of half whispering it, I guess.
Well, that depends on how reliably you think you can talk us in.
I think we can. Probably can get us in there.
Alright, then maybe it's best if you go with me. You might make any scuffle shorter, too, if there is one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario.
Absolutely. Alright then. I'll let you lead the way. I'll be following quietly behind you.
4B, right?
4B?
Okay, Marcus will go there, take the stairs and or elevator if there is one.
Oh, and here's the
Stairs.
Yep, up the stairs up to the 4th floor and go to the door, making sure David's nearby. And then knock
Alright.
on the door.
You knock on the door. What you end up hearing in response, although it was playing before you got here, is sound of a television on the other side, and Marcus is certainly perceptive enough, thinks he hears snoring to go along with that.
Does the snoring stop and knock on the door?
Nope.
Marcus is just going to say he's asleep. And there's a TV on.
Alright. You want to try and quietly break in then?
You can try, but he probably has that chain up, right?
Yep.
We're gonna have to either try to break in quietly or wake him up some way.
If you force the chain, that would wake him up, maybe.
I think I can just cleanly snap the chain. I'm not sure if it'll make much noise.
He does have a TV on. It seems to be on decently loud.
Alright, then I guess I'll take the lead.
Alright. I'll keep watch on the floor to make sure no one's, coming up or leaving their rooms.
What's your strength plus potence, Aaron?
5, and I was planning on spending a point of vitae to just snap the chain in my hands.
Yeah, you go ahead and spend a point of vita, yeah. Boop.
I mean, if push comes to shove, I've got 3 more in a thermos.
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly, strong chain anyway, really a deterrent, and not exactly made for someone kicking, down the door, bull rushing it, or in your case, reaching a hand in, and with your superhuman strength, just boop.
Tink.
Now, you won't be able to put that back together unless you have like super glue in your inventory.
That's fine. It's time to make him a ghoul anyway.
All right, chain is broken.
I guess we wander on in.
I guess we do.
Okay. Television is playing some sort of news thing. It's covering currently some sort of celebrity trash. The detective, Albert Farnsworth, is actually sort of, rather than on his bed, actually slumped over his couch, still in his jacket and sort of work clothes. Sitting on the coffee table beside him is actually, Marcus is going to make a self-control roll at difficulty 6 now. Oh,
One
my
test.
my goodness. Marcus, what you're looking at there on the table is a customized 9mm Glock 18C machine pistol with an extended 33-round magazine, capable of firing full automatic bursts with the press of a switch at 1,200 rounds per minute. There's a front rail mounted tactical light featuring both a dimmable xenon white light as well as a red laser sight for targeting purposes. In addition, the rear sight is made out of adjustable self-illuminating tritium for increased efficiency as night operations. Even modified as such, you'd guess this fully loaded Black Beauty, which it currently is, weighs less than 4 pounds.
This is gonna mumble under his breath. The guy has good taste in weaponry. I can appreciate.
Yeah. Over-engineered, over-modded. Can use a simple revolver any day.
As for him, though, he did not hear you open the door. He doesn't respond to your approach. The hand is actually sort of in a position where it could reach out and grab the gun, and being perhaps a trained police officer who's might be paranoid, he might be able to do that. But you guys are vampires. You can definitely react better than he can.
Either way, Marcus is gonna look at Dave and sort of gesture is like, "How do you want to do?"
Maybe you want to wake him up with the, I don't even know what you call it, the thing that you and Byron do.
The thing me and Byron do.
Yeah, the thing that makes people do what you tell them to.
Okay. I'm going to assume he means I'm going to use presence to make him like me, or at least be inclined to, listen to me for a while.
Now, Marcus may have also been instilled in the sense that while he may be predisposed to liking you, it doesn't completely brainwash them. They still don't lose their sense of self-preservation, and danger does break the awe effect. Considering that you've broken into his household, it's possible that in this situation he might feel like he's in danger.
Yeah, I can't outright control him with the ability.
Fuck, really?
No, that's more of a true and Tremere thing.
Oh. Sorry, I'm not too well acquainted with the more talky powers.
Neither am I, but all I know is it's something we can't do.
Alright, then, how to do this?
Remove his gun and then hold him down and force him to drink things?
I mean, that could work.
Mind you,
The
that might-
problem is if he yells, they might call the cops. One of whom lives, 2 floors below us?
You don't remember exactly, but if what Byron told you is correct, it was pretty close by.
Okay. We're either gonna we broke the chain. We have to do it tonight.
Yeah, we do. Well, you know what? You know how to make a sick animal drink? You know, by rubbing their throat and holding their nose?
Well, you apparently do.
I'm thinking, I saw that bottle of chloroform, right?
You can if you want.
I still got some of that chloroform. Maybe we just give him a little dab so he doesn't wake up and, you know, give him a feed.
Sure. That sounds like
Alright then,
plan.
let's do that.
All right. Let's do that.
Alright, so David's gonna be one grabbing onto him. He's currently laying face down, still snoring. Gonna grab onto him to try to roll him over.
Well, I think
Yep.
we should move. I think we should move the super cool hyper modified gun out of his reach.
Oh yeah, I'll let you handle that.
Yeah, Marcus is going to deftly and as silently as possible.
You are holding it in your hands now, Marcus Paulson!
Indeed, I am. Indeed, I am holding it in my hands now.
If only you could just get away with pressing down the trigger once, and there's that little switch right back there by the trigger. You just press that, full auto. Empty out that entire 33-round magazine in no time.
It's tempting.
It's so tempting.
Just to hear that sound.
Brap, brap.
As for you, David, I want you to make a to try to make sure that you don't disturb him with the move. Maybe wake him up before you have the chance to apply the chloroform. Give me a dexterity plus stealth at difficulty 7. He's pretty well into sleep, so it's not gonna be that difficult. Oh yeah, you roll him over.
And I ask his sleeping form if, you know, this smells like chloroform to him. It sure does, people. It sure does. And then, what would it be? Intelligence plus medicine to, or wits plus medicine to, you know, give him the drank without choking him?
I like that. Wits would be a quick thinking type thing. Yeah, sure, we'll say a wits plus medicine at difficulty 6.
Cool.
Does he own a funnel?
I just got a phone call I gotta take real quick.
David, you can't do this now. You have the feet on the block. Don't make me shoot this gun.
I'll shoot this gun, Dave. And what's going on in Byron? And
Byron is still traveling to Manhattan.
Yeah, I'm on the bridge now.
those Randian ideals now for you?
Over troubled water.
Randian ideals. I don't even know.
Oh, and taking a look at the Twitch chat, I mean, I guess if since we're having a problem with the 3 greatest fake MCs there are, well, might have to do something more about that. I'm tired enough. I'll make this work. This is the time of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Fantastic.
People apparently don't like me listening to rap.
Pirates so brave on the seven seas.
Put on some Beastie Boys or something. Come on.
I was listening to Biggie this week, and I was only just listening to Lonely Island for a little bit earlier. Apparently that's rap to some people.
There you go, Bloody Black Shield. There you go.
So, Wits plus Medicine, right?
Yeah. Wits plus Medicine, difficulty 6.
Two successes.
Process actually ends up going well as Marcus stands guard with the Glock 18C in his hands. David manages to slowly begin the process of forcing down some liquid into the detective, who for his part is completely out of it.
Well, I mean, that rag did smell a lot like chloroform in retrospect. But yeah, Dave was going to try and get 2/3 of that thermos down his throat.
Go ahead and make another roll for me at the same difficulty. Alright, despite the significant quantity of liquid, you manage to get it through just down, every now and then there's a cough and a sputter given the awkward position in which he's laying, but apparently it manages to go down mostly without a hitch, and thankfully he's out so much that he doesn't taste it. But he will later. His teeth are kind of stained red now.
But the important thing is that now he should have a second-degree blood bond to me.
Watch, he turns out to be one of those fucking humans with, like, the unbondable merit or some shit.
Good use of 2 blood points, yep.
I mean, if that turns out to be the case, then yeah, that would be real fucking smart of me. Not sure how you find that out without trial and error, though.
I don't think. I suppose the only way you could figure out is, I'll try to make him a Tremere. If he dies instead, then we know he's unbondable.
Good
That
plan.
is a good way. You know, you're right. I think I'll do that instead. But yeah, I guess now it's a question of whether we wait here for the, couple of hours it'll take for the chloroform to fully wear off, or if we leave and come back later. David's actually going to say that in character, for the most part.
I mean, once you've fed him, you have to feed him a certain amount of your blood. I mean, I don't know what the time frame is for feeding for ghouls. Like, I don't understand.
I think you've got to give them more every month, but I should have given him enough that he should be predisposed to trusting me, I think.
So next time we just, knock on the door and, have him come to us and,
Hopefully. I mean, the main thing I'm worried about is I've heard that if you give them too much, it can hurt them.
Well, worst case scenario, we killed a man. And honestly, we've killed worse people.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of okay with having killed worse people.
I would say, yeah, you've killed worse people. That means he's one of the good guys, right?
He's just gonna shrug and look at the nice gun in his hand for a while.
I mean, I guess we could try giving him the rest of the thermos tonight. I don't know. Byron's the one that knows more about this sort of stuff because of Evelyn. And Joseph, but we can't exactly call him up and ask.
Mark is a shrug. I mean, We can come back tomorrow. I think that'll be fine.
All right. Cool.
Yep. So we'll come back tomorrow, and then feed him the rest of the thermos if he's asleep. If he's not, we'll somehow get him to drink it.
Sure. You have a bed and stuff at the Majestic?
You could call it that.
Okay, how about we get you an actual fucking bed?
How about we actually give me an actual place to sleep? I think
Fair enough.
I think that place is haunted, bro.
Haunted? I've never heard a place was actually haunted. I think that's just a fairy tale.
Let's just say I've been hearing giggles like a little girl, like a little schoolgirl, at the edge of my perception.
That says some weird things about you.
I'm not drunk.
I said weird, not, well. Anyway, sure, let's, I mean, there's some warehouses, up north when you start getting close to Steinway. We might be able to find you an abandoned one to live in. Turn it into a loft.
I mean, I was hoping for, just another tenement apartment.
Fair enough. You still legally alive?
I mean, I had a tenement apartment.
Right, but I mean, are we going to have to find some place that won't, run a credit check on you or something?
I mean, I don't think a death certificate was ever listed for me.
So you're still legally alive.
For the most part, I think.
You have a driver's license?
Not current.
Right. So
You try
Probably
getting your license renewed sometime during the.
probably want to get you like an illegal sublet or something.
Sure, or a place that has a super who doesn't really give a.
Right, so an illegal sublet or something. Don't worry, there's some pretty nice ones. We can find you something.
All right.
Let's move this conversation out of this apartment.
He seems to be taken very well.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely hasn't reacted like we've heard him, so I think that's a good sign.
Okay, let's close and lock his door. I mean, he's gonna have a broken chain, but as long as... Let me put this back first. Marcus will set the gun down relatively where he found it.
The cool gun leaves the possession of Marcus Paulson.
David will wipe it for prints.
Yeah, Marcus. Did they have fingerprints back in the day?
What?
And by back in the day, I mean the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Yeah, of course they did.
Okay, so Marcus is in the system.
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, if
Don't
you're
you
in the
have, like,
military, you're in the system.
Don't you have, like, felony drug possession charges?
We don't talk about that. If I had felony drug possession charges, I didn't serve them for them, apparently. Maybe I took a plea bargain or something, I don't know.
Or got parole?
Probably parole. Maybe I wasn't in possession of, like, a huge amount of it.
Would have depended on whether the judge felt like you were the one on whom to make the political campaign.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. David Green and Marcus Paulson leave the apartment and is relatively the same way it was before we got there. Except for the poor chain.
Yes, and they go frolicking off into the night.
To look for an
Searching.
illegal sublet.
Yeah.
That's gonna involve... I don't think you can even make a roll for that. Byron! Alright, Byron! You finished crossing the bridge, and you found this sort of well-to-do establishment. For one, hole in the wall perhaps might have been it wouldn't have been a proper term, but it does appear to be a small destination, made out of brick, so that's iconic. Appears to be an old building, perhaps, stretching far back in New York City's history, called the Lucky Ace. Has a flashing neon sign that denoted, and below it has some poker chips, sort of like scattered across, like someone's making them rain. Checking out the establishment, it does not have its own private parking. Apparently, you need to find some other place to park for that. And it definitely does have, like the middleman, it has two gentlemen who are standing guard outside this establishment. And Byron can definitely hear boisterous sort of laughing, and sound like they're playing swing music inside.
Well, fantastic.
Are you dressed to swing, Byron Rand?
I'm dressed in a suit, so probably not. I mean, I guess you could take the jacket off and maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure he would know that, though.
So say, I'm sure the real question is, can Byron swing?
No, I think that unless it was in a cotillion class, like unless it's the box step or something like that, probably he can't hack it. I'm just going to say.
The sire was probably disappointed at Byron Rand's two left feet.
I don't know that she swing danced either.
She probably didn't swing, no.
But you don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
That's right.
He had enough etiquette to persevere in that, get out of any dancing endeavor.
No, that etiquette don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
Fair enough. All right, well, Byron will blush up and try to head through the door, and if he's stopped, they'll deal with it then.
Byron is stopped. It's not like there's a line, it's just that it's possible that this might be a club of recognition, and Byron's never been here before. So, simple pleasantries like, who are you, identification, your name on the reservation, are you an Indian?
Byron will be, he'll look taken aback, and he will definitely use awe again, and so there's that, and then he'll say,
Right.
No, I don't think I am, but I'm here meeting some folks from City Hall here. They told me to drop by. I don't think you can check. Maybe one of them left the name. It'd be Byron Rand.
Alright, go ahead and give me your charisma plus performance at difficulty 7.
So I did already.
Alright. Well, sort of look at each other, and one of them says, I guess Edward's still here. He's a fucking irresponsible bastard. He's the one who probably asked for you.
Eddie, right. That's who it was.
Well, normally we don't allow people in, but... One looks at the other, they both shrug. Alright, just... you can go on.
Fantastic. Thanks. And with that, it might take a while, but Byron will walk around and make small talk with people and see if he can finally figure out who Eddie is. And he'll stay near the exit to start in case someone's walking out. He'll try to strike up a conversation.
A chatty guy.
Like
Give me a charisma plus etiquette at difficulty 6.
I like how they said Edward and you immediately went with Eddie.
Yeah, we're friends.
Alright, with 3 successes, yeah, Byron is in his environment here, and he's able to swim through the crowd. As it turns out, there is a small gathering of people here, even on a weekday night. It does look quite like the nice establishment. It would almost seem, Byron would find it interesting. Like, you'd think this would be out of the pay grade of, say, city employees, but maybe they have some sort of deal. Who knows? It's not like Byron has done any research into Lucky Ace. Doesn't know who runs it. Might be some sort of crazy shenanigans going on there, but he is directed towards Edward, a swarthy gentleman, dark skin, appears to be in his mid-30s, drinking a nice adult beverage at the bar stool. Doesn't look like he's inebriated. Looks like he's in fairly good condition, healthy. Tie sort of draped along with his suit jacket over his chair. White dress shirt's been loosened a little. He's got a nice watch on a right wrist. Nothing too flashy. He's a city employee, right? But it definitely looks as if he's got a soft, cushy job.
Byron will, is he at a bar, at a table? Where is he?
He's at the bar. He's sitting alone, apparently chatting with the bartender. The bartender does the normal bartender thing of not really talking back, just nodding and like half paying attention.
That's what they pay him for.
Byron will take a seat, not directly next to him, but with one bar stool between, and he'll let a couple of moments go by while he just looks around, and he's gonna say, sort of to the bartender and sort of at no one in particular, say, "This is a nice place. I'm glad that the folks down at City Hall told me about this place." And see if that piques Edward's interest in him.
Edward's interest appears to be piqued in so much as you're someone who sat close to him. But, I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Sure. City Hall, that sounds legitimate. Maybe a lot of people come here, Byron can't say. And so the bartender just sort of grunts and nods and keeps cleaning the glass.
So Byron will let another few moments go by, and then he'll say,
"What do you be having?" That's the bartender, by the way.
Right, I figured. I'll have a sapphire martini up with olives.
Pregnant pause. All right. Bartender looks bemused.
Why did he look bemused?
You don't know why he looked bemused.
And then while he's waiting for the drink, I'm going to say, so, how about that president? What do you think's going on with all that?
Gentleman who you know as Edward shakes his head, says, "Man, shit." The way it's looking, it looks like he's gonna be impeached out of office entirely. I don't care whether he's getting a little skin, but can't understand the meaning of basic English words. What the hell we have him in there for?
I don't know. Is a very complicated word.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sounds like you've been following it. What do you do?
Me? I push papers. I keep an eye on things. People have interests they want to talk about. I'm sort of the person they end up channeling their thoughts and energies through. What about you? You said you socialize with City Hall types. I don't recall ever seeing you here before, or there for that matter. He gives you an appraising eye.
So, I'm a lobbyist with the insurance industry. I was just in town for a day or two, and one of the secretaries told me about this place.
Ah, yeah. It's interesting. Must be, new here, yeah. Explains why we haven't seen each other before. He extends a hand, which is uncalloused. Name's Edward. How about yours?
Byron. Byron Rand. Nice to meet you.
All right, yeah. Yeah. If you're, I don't really socialize with the insurance types, but if you manage to get past the front door, you might have interest worth talking about.
Never underestimate the power of a winning smile, especially in my line of work.
Oh, no, of course not. That's important, too.
So, yeah, you were
What do you
saying
think
that,
about this whole sort of president thing?
who, me? Oh, man, I think it's much ado about nothing. If the guy wants to get a BJ in the Oval Office, I say, whatever. None of my business.
Not a booch. Get a booge in a Sudan. Edward laughs. I can drink to that.
Byron will lift his glass and kind of air clink or whatever. Yeah. So you said you're kind of the emotional dump for your office. That's weird. I mean, that's
Lobbyists come to me, they sort of direct their voices to me, and I in turn perhaps channel up what sort of pretty words they have to say, depending on what the situation calls for, to certain other individuals. I'm a middleman. I'm a go-between.
Hmm. I don't. I don't remember a job title being that. When last time I was in City Hall. Sounds like a good job though, if you can get it.
It's not quite something you go to college to get. It requires, what was it you just said? A winning smile? He gives one of his own.
Exactly. Um, I'm trying to think of what to do next. Because he's definitely, as Metal Slime I've been yelling in the chat, definitely he's probably the guy I want to try to Google or at least make a contact of. But Byron's trying to, I'm trying to think of what Byron would do next.
Foot sandwich. Offer him a foot sandwich.
No. It's
It's the tasty treat that Byron is known to love.
well, see what it is I want to get him talking about what he's doing more and get him and look like I'm interested. And I'm trying to think maybe either I just awe him right there, but just kind of, I mean, whatever. I could do that, or I could just try to use say charisma versus expression for conversation and see if I can get more information about what exactly he does and that type of thing.
All right, but that would be a delicate subject, though. You're looking for that sort of thing. Let's say something about a charisma plus. Expression would be a cool way of trying to word it just so. The indirect sort of political backhand sleazy, but it's going to be a difficulty 7.
Even with enchanting voice?
Oh no, that it would be lower.
Doesn't matter. He has either 3 or 4, depending on whether or not you take it.
Byron has that sort of subtle, offhanded, I'm into, insurance interests, apparently you handle interest, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I handle interest of all sorts of types. People who are interested in things and interested in making sure the right people know. They come to Edward, and Edward in turn, depending on how interesting it is, helps other people know. He seems genuine, but giving him this whole line of political bullshitting, he's obviously embellishing somewhere. Byron just doesn't know how much.
Or where.
Right.
He seems friendly enough. He's not overly forthcoming. He seems to be a savvy enough type of businessman. Or in this case, a city employee where he doesn't reveal all of his cards. He's just shooting the shit with you. Pew pew.
Right. Exactly. Oh darn! I was in the right place. I'm thinking now I might mesmerize and leave him with a suggestion. I don't know if I want to. Well, I don't know. I figured out. If it had been a girl, Byron would just say, "Hey, let's go back to your place." But no, it's a guy, so he's got to deal with it a little differently.
Hey, you could still try that line.
He does have a wedding ring.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. That just means he's in denial, eh?
I mean, half of what I've heard about public employees is true.
He is also he's flashy, but he's not what Byron would consider to be a supremely beautiful individual. Doesn't quite fit up to Byron Rand's elite standards on that front.
Right. All right. Well, uh, what I will do then is I will say, for now, I will use mesmerize, and I will. So that's manipulation plus leadership. Well, plus 2 for whatever that other skill I have is natural leader. And I'm going to see if he'll just, Byron will give him his number and say, well, give me a call if you think anything interesting or out of the ordinary happens around City Hall, if you would.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dice. He takes the card, quirks a brow. Anything interesting or exciting? Well, as a lobbyist, you'd definitely be peeking your head in and seeing that for yourself, wouldn't you? Can't be missing the fun.
Maybe I will sometime. Maybe I will. But I can't be every place at once.
Sort of shrugs. If I think about anything that might concern your particular... Who exactly is it that you work for?
Oh, now I'm trying to think of a frickin' insurance company, but it's just basically the overarching insurance lobby out of Hartford.
Alright. I mean, I suppose while we're on this, why don't you go ahead and give me a manipulation plus subterfuge? Be a resisted roll. So, standard difficulty.
And does enchanting voice count for this or not?
I think so. Oh, you already rolled it. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
There's just so many rolls stacked in together, it slipped my notice. Said, he accepts it. Doesn't appear to regard it with any other suspicion. Like, well, if anything comes away concerning your particular employer, maybe I will give you a call sometime, Mr. Byron.
Fantastic. It's been nice meeting you. I'd love to chat with you again sometime.
Yeah. Take care now.
All right. So with that, Byron will pay for his barely even touched drink and leave.
The bemused look is still on the bartender's face as you leave. Alright, Byron steps out into the night.
I will tell you, I am confused about the weird look because that is what I actually order half the time when I truly go out to dinner. So, like, weird.
He probably wasn't judging you.
Probably.
What, he likes Tanqueray better? Ah. Oh, well. So, yeah, Byron, I guess, will head home and he will call up, I guess he'll call up David and he'll ask him if everything's going decently with the detective.
All right. Well, Dave will answer his phone, and after being asked, we'll say, yeah, we might have made some progress tonight. Got into his apartment and got some blood down his throat. He was unconscious the entire time, though, so we're going to have to go back later to see if it, took.
Oh, do you want me along for that?
I mean, maybe. We left behind a little bit of evidence, so he's probably going to be a little bit on edge for a while.
Yeah, I met a guy that looks like exactly what we want in City Hall, and I softened him up a little bit tonight and left an idea in his head to contact me if anything big comes up at City Hall. But I will work more on it in the coming days and weeks. I'm certainly available tomorrow.
Good job. Is he in any sort of position that we might find useful?
He seems to be the guy, he's self-described middleman people come to with problems and situations and stuff. I'm not sure what the frack that means. I was trying to get more information. I got a little bit, but he was pretty cagey. So that's why I wanted to take the foot off the gas, so to speak, and play it slow.
Could mean he's decently corrupt. Could be useful for us.
That's what I'm thinking. I also want to do some research on the establishment I met him at. You wouldn't happen to know anything about, it was called the Lucky Eight, right?
Lucky Ace.
Oh, darn. Yeah, you don't know anything about the Lucky Ace, do you?
David knows fuck all about the Lucky Ace.
Okay. I was wondering if Streetwise would tell me anything about it.
It's not exactly something that David is fluent in.
Makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. I was never big into the whole, Manhattan club scene.
Yeah, me neither. I will. I think definitely that's something to look up because it seemed a little fancy, and it was the place I was. The security guard at City Hall pointed me to that City Hall folks hang out, but it seems a little upscale for just basic government functionaries. So he could be corrupt, but he could be corrupt for. Wasn't there another crime family? There was the Bertellis, and then there was another one.
Gaspucci's, yes, primarily operating in Brooklyn.
You think he might be from that? No. If he was corrupt for one of the families, he'd probably be at one of their joints.
Right, and that's why I would. That's why I want to double check this thing. Get all the angles before I approach him again, and he might be calling me in the next few days or weeks. Who knows?
Fair enough. If it's one of their places, I haven't heard of it before. I'll.
Yeah, that would be it's something that David would have familiarity with, and he doesn't recall either of those major families owning a joint called the Lucky Ace. They certainly do own like some sort of various, club establishments, some with historic value that date like back to Prohibition and what have you. The Middleman is an older establishment, but nothing by that name.
Yeah, I got nothing. So.
I don't know where I forgot to ask while I was on the phone. I'm going to head back to Astoria. If anything happens with the detective tonight, although I guess you don't anticipate it, let me know. I shouldn't be too busy for the rest of the night.
Yeah, no, we already left, but like I said, we broke his door chain, and his teeth are going to be a little bit red come morning, so he might be a little bit trigger happy next time we go visit him. So.
Makes sense. Probably breaking into a detective's house and making it obvious and then leaving with a strange taste in his mouth. Yeah, probably not the best way to minimize paranoia.
Yeah, not really trying to minimize paranoia at this point. Just trying to get the job done. How much blood can you give a ghoul before they get hurt by it? I didn't exactly have a sire who educated me in that particular.
Now, I'm not sure this is something that Lydia would have directly told Byron, but I'm sure she had a number of ghouls, so Byron may have seen that. Should I make a roll for that, or do I just guess?
No, it's sort of like an eyeball type situation. Like mechanically, it involves blood points, but we don't exactly have like role-playing knowledge of what a blood point is. The closest you have is Dr. Douglas Netchurch going with like a vitae efficacy unit, So it's kind of like just sort of a guess of how much they feasibly could handle. Certainly say like 3 blood points worth would be overdoing it. For instance, you would think that's just cramming in too much. But apparently it wasn't fed the entire way through, and just sort of guess. I mean, he has his own personal ghoul that he monitors, but he doesn't give her that much.
No, and I don't think he ever force-fed her. It was more of maybe the very first time, but it wouldn't have been that much. Byron will say, well, from what I noticed from my sire, she never discussed it with me, but she basically what was in that thermos, I've never seen her give anything more than that, and probably a little bit less. It's hard to tell. It was kind of like a gut feeling with her. You kind of know when the mortal is full and any more might start to damage them.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, okay. I appreciate the help.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't help you more, but the only ghoul I really have much knowledge of is Evelyn, and I don't really experiment on her.
Oh, and Byron? I know that this could end up being problematic, but me and Marcus decided to give him my blood instead. Just because I think I'd make a better police liaison than Marcus.
Sure. Byron doesn't seem like he cares too much either way. Whatever you two decided, it was going to be one of you two. I didn't really, I don't think it matters too much which of you is the contact.
Right. It could make the Joseph situation a little bit more problematic when you finally tell him.
And on that, did invite Joseph to come downtown with me tonight, but he said he had other things to do. I did not mention at all what you guys were doing, but you might want to at least inform him of what you've been doing. The AI guy, I understand keeping him out of it, but now that you have this guy Gould, you might want to let him know.
Fair enough. I'll let him know if and when I've got this guy with a worked out role. I want to make introductions and stuff first, but once I've done that, I'll tell him.
Sounds good. Let me know the game plan for tomorrow. I'll talk to you then if nothing else comes up.
All right. Bye. Click.
Yep, click. And with that, Byron is going to head back to Astoria and probably get his hunt on once or... Man, I lost a lot of blood points. I can't remember what... Oh, right, because... Right, I know. He'll hunt
it's
it.
Presence powers. Yeah.
It's IA, not AI.
I always do that. I think I'm a closet dyslexic or something.
Affairs internal. As for the Nosferatu and the Toreador, I mean, just skulking around a bit, you can... I mean, it's currently pretty late, so it's going to be hard to get a hold of, like, say, like, an actual, like, landlord-type figure, but certainly a lot of potential locales. You just look around the streets where, you know, Marcus could feasibly pay in cash and get himself a room.
That's all I need.
Of course, he wouldn't have, say, any official residence, so he might not have any official protections as being an official resident. But he's a vampire. Certainly something that Marcus could have done on his own just fine. Not a problem.
Mm-hmm. And after we find a probable place, he's going to probably start hunting then. At least once for tonight.
Right. When we find a probable place, we should probably take note of it and see if we can't get Byron to pass it on to Evelyn to make the first payment for him, or at least set up a meeting with the landlord.
Sure. Now, it'll actually, you know, it will be on the, you know, sort of, if you're looking for locations heading towards Steinway, say, for instance, then, it would definitely be something that would be on the outskirts of your domain. Pretty much in that, that between point where the red line is.
Well, it's fine. It was fine by me.
Okay, okay.
Sure you don't want all the way close south? That way you could hang out with your Toreador buddies down at that museum place all the time.
Have you ever spent an hour just with Toreadors?
No.
Yes.
Besides just me.
Byron, if he has, I don't know. He may have been in his element with that, but who knows?
Who my friend Amulet?
Emily.
With
I'm
the
gonna go
Toreadors.
see the AI guys and get a booge.
With the Toreadors.
I haven't been drinking Ossifer, I promise.
From Ossifer?
This is why you were getting the bemused look.